All right, guys, today we're going to talk about how I make $50,000 or more in 24 hours. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Joel Kaplan. I've generated over $30 million on the internet. We've made over $100,000 in a single day, but this was from the last day in June. So I wanted to make this video for you guys. Our offers collectively have done over $1 million per month, cash collected, not revenue sold, not contract value, actual hard cash. And I'm tired of talking about how to scale to 10K a month. I've talked about how to create an agency, even if you're a beginner. Now we're going to talk about some advanced shit. So if you're doing little, you can definitely hang around, but this is going to be more advanced. My goal is to help the 7-figure girl or guy get to 8 figures, which, by the way, if you want my one-on-one help going from 7 to 8 figures, there's going to be a link below this video. I have a mastermind launching all about how to scale from 8 figures with my one-on-one help. That being said, let's talk about how to actually hit these numbers. Okay. Very first thing that you need to understand. Very first thing. One is going to be financial models. Okay. If you are selling, oops, I don't know why it's all caps, $1,500 per month thingy, it's going to be really hard. However, if you sell a $15,000 one-time thingy, you only need to close, let's just make it for the example, 15,000. 3 people to have a 50K day. Now, if we look at the math, let me just pull up my calculator. For 50,000 divided by 1,500, you would need to sell 33 people to hit 50,000 with a $1,500 thingy. But if you have an $18,000 service or offer, you only need to close 3 people. So what does that tell us? So again, 33 versus 3. So 11 times more effort for the same output. So 11 times more input for the equal output. And that's insane. So one of the big lessons to have these big days is you need to find a way to increase cash collected upfront. Can you build up a lot of reoccurring payments at $1,500 for sure? I'm not saying that's not possible, but that will take a lot of time. That's also assuming your churn numbers are solid. You're not churning a lot of clients. It assumes that a lot of clients stay on, in other words. Whereas for this, you just need to close 3 people. So with my agency, Atlas Digital, at our peak, we were closing 30 clients per month. With Agency Lab, we've closed close to 100 clients in a single month, and similar with some of our other offers. However, these 30 clients per month were sold at about 2,000. So we were 2,000. So we closed in total like $60,000 in new cash, which is not good. Whereas if you close 30 clients at 10K, well, that is 300,000. So hopefully this proves to you guys that by increasing the cash collected up front, you're able to mess with the financial models for this to work. So that's the first key. The second key to having big days is to have a backend offer. So when I consulted one-on-one with Alex Ramosi before he ever blew up, the main piece of advice he gave me beyond all else was, Joel, have a much more expensive thingy to sell people. Most of you guys have just a one core offer. Maybe it's 1,500, maybe it's 5K, maybe it's 10K. For Agency Lab, we went from 10,000 to 36,000. That was our second more expensive thing. And literally, we went from making about 300K a month to over $700,000 a month. So we more than doubled just with this one tweak. So what's the second much more expensive thingy to sell people that's not ridiculously more expensive, but definitely much more expensive? And a lot of people want to they don't feel comfortable charging this much, but the only way that you're going to hit these big numbers is by having the trifecta. One is very high ticket offer up for core offer. It's the main thing you sell. A much more expensive backend offer, and then a more affordable low ticket reoccurring offer. So that brings us to number 3. After everyone finishes paying the 10K, they move to $500 a month. And after someone finishes paying the 36K in our program, they can stay on for 3K a month. So now we have a more affordable, low ticket reoccurring offer. And I know that 500 a month is still pretty expensive, and 3K a month is definitely more expensive, but it's not nearly as expensive as 36K, and it's not nearly as expensive as 10K. So if you guys mess with the financial models to make the math easier for you to scale to 50K a month, and you have the core 3 offers, it's going to be a lot easier for you to have 50K days. Think about it. If you have a very high ticket core offer, let's say it's 10K, and you sell 2 of those, and you have a more expensive offer that's 25. So you sell 2 at 10K, 1 at 25, that's 45K. And then you have some reoccurring billing coming in. Let's say it's 5K. Boom, you have $50,000 in a single day, and you only needed to close 2 new clients and upsell 1 existing client. Which, by the way, it's much easier to get more out of the current clients that you have than it is to get new clients in the door. So if you guys implement the 3 core offers, if you guys mess with the financial models of your products and services, it's going to be a lot easier to have these 50K days, to have these 100K days. Most people, by the way, only rely on this. They only rely on the affordable low ticket offer. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of low ticket. This is why we just launched a done for you school offer where we literally build out your school group with paying members and then get you a closer and setter to upsell them into more expensive things. So I'm a big believer in this, but you also need the second part. You also need that closer or setter to ascend those paying clients at a lower level into a more expensive thing up front and an even more expensive back end. And if you don't have those 3 things, it makes it really hard to scale. You need to have an insane amount of leverage in terms of attention to just do low ticket. If you look at like masterclass.com, or you look at like Iman, for example, he's got a low ticket, but he also has millions and millions and millions of subscribers. And most of us don't. Even, by the way, with my audience, which is very like, let me see, I'll show you guys. Oh no, my story just expired, literally. But I was going to show you guys, yesterday my story got 28,000 views. Maybe I could even pull up the archive. Let's see. 1 second. Because I know you guys are going to be like, Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Just so you guys know I'm not fucking with you. 30,000 views on a story. That's pretty damn good, but I promise you it's not going to be good enough to just sustain, to get to 8 figures with a low ticket by itself. I would also need a more expensive core offer and an even more expensive back-end offer. And the key is to have all 3. If you have these 3 offers, along with messing with the financial models to make it easier for you to actually scale to 8 figures, it's going to be way easier to have 50K days, 100K days, and eventually even more. So you always have to ask yourself in business, how can I make it easier, not harder? Where is the biggest point of leverage for me? What lever can I pull to have the greatest return on my effort, on my time, so that even if I have one input, I get way more out of that one input. The single most important thing in business is what you decide to spend your time on. The first place where that's apparent is the vehicle that you choose. The next place where that's apparent is how you sell within that vehicle. If you sell a $1,500 a month product versus a $10,000 upfront product with a $30,000 backend, and then you have a $500 a month reoccurring, it's going to be way easier to squeeze the juice out of that model. So with that in mind, that's what we make, over $50,000 in 24 hours. If you guys like some of this advanced content, let me know below. I'm thinking of changing my entire style from hypey, how to make 10K a month, to more advanced, how to go from 7 to 8 figures. So if you like that kind of content, let me know below. If you guys want me to drop a masterclass that my business partner Sergio did on how to create a backend offer and how to upsell people seamlessly into that backend offer, also let me know. And if we get enough comments, I'll link it below. And then lastly, if you guys want my team to build out a done-for-you school, there's going to be a link below, along with a link to learn more about my new mastermind showing you how to go from 7 to 8 figures. All right, peace.